Hi everybody, I'm Jackie Morey. I am so excited about today's word for the day. Well, it's so special that I have many books about it. The word for the day is leadership. What is leadership? Well, I looked it up on an online dictionary and it says it's the action of leading a group of people or an organization. So what does lead mean? Let me switch here to the other tab here. Another online dictionary says to lead means to guide on a way, especially by going in advance, to direct a course or in a direction, to serve as a channel, and also to go through. Well, I want to share 5 things today about leadership. And maybe most of you have read about leadership and you've been leaders and so on. But I want to share some things just to remind you and maybe to inspire you to share this video with others. Welcome to everyone who's joining me live. I'm so excited that you're here. Please comment below and let me know who you are, where you're hanging out from. The first thing I want to share about leadership is this. Leaders are made, not born. And this is a quote from Bill Cohen. Bill Cohen is a retired Major General from the U.S. Air Force. And I'm reading his book. I have several of his books. The book that I'm reading from today is The New Art of the Leader by Bill Cohen. And he says leaders are made, not born. Some people think, oh, you're a born leader. Well, guess what? There are some leaders that may have the personality of being a leader, and maybe from day one, maybe they're a firstborn, so they're used to leading. They may have the propensity. But true leaders are made, not born. And so if you're not, maybe if you don't have the personality of some leaders that you follow or leaders you admire, you can still develop your leadership abilities. So all is not lost. I want to encourage you. Leaders are made and not born. I want to share a story in this book, and he proves his point that leaders are made and not born. Let's see here. There was a gentleman who definitely learned how to be a great leader, and his name is Hoyt S. Vandenberg. He became a 4-star general and chief of staff of the United States Air Force. And he was a unique leader. And in World War II, when he commanded the 9th Air Force, he frequently visited squadrons at their bases. And on one occasion, a gunner from one of the crews had a complete breakdown. "I can't go today," the gunner screamed. "I won't fly today, sir. I can't go today," he protested to his aircraft commander. So General Vandenberg saw the disturbance, right? And so he ran up to this gunner, and the general placed his hand on the shoulder of this gentleman who was having a meltdown. And he said, "Sergeant, you don't have to go today. This is not your day. This one is mine." And guess what he did? General Vandenberg climbed into the airplane and flew the mission for that gunner. And he flew the mission as a gunner. And so you can just imagine what happened to the 9th Air Force, right? It had such a positive effect on this squadron. And let's see here. He stayed and flew the additional missions necessary to complete his tour of duty, right? So anyway, this General Vandenberg, was not a born leader. And you know how Bill Cohen, who is a retired Major General from the U.S. Air Force, knows? Well, he was in a conversation one day, shortly before he graduated from the academy, and he was in a conversation with one of his classmates and Major General Robert M. Danford. General Danford shared, he said that, do you know that I was commandant of cadets under General MacArthur when he was a superintendent of the military academy after World War I? And have you heard of General Hoyt Vandenberg? And then Bill Cohen, the author of this book, said, "Oh, yes, sir," he said. "He was chief of staff of the Air Force 10 years ago." "Well, I'll tell you something I bet you didn't know about General Vandenberg. When I was commandant, General Vandenberg was a plebe going through his first year at the academy. General Vandenberg was at one point almost discharged from the academy." "Why?" asked Bill, the author of this book. Well, General Danford smiled. He said, "Because of a lack of leadership ability," he answered. And so here's the story. Here's the takeaway. General Vandenberg developed himself from the time he was a plebe at West Point to the time he graduated. He became a great leader, not because he was a born leader, but because he learned and developed into one. Isn't that amazing? So all of you who think that you are not a leader, be encouraged. Leaders are made, not born. So keep training to become a leader, and you can become a leader. Number 2, here is something that I have learned over the years, a lesson of leadership from my life. You must serve first if you want to be a leader. You must serve first if you want to be a leader. You see, leaders are not just those who just command and command and command. They first must learn how to serve. If I want to be a leader, I must serve others. I must want to help others. That must be the base core value, is helping others, serving others first. And that's how you can become a leader. Number 3, you cannot become a leader without help from others. If you think that you can become a leader just on your own, or just maybe reading a book, it's not going to happen. Yes, you can read books and gain a lot of wisdom, but you also need others in order to develop your abilities to lead, in order to develop your how would I say, your character. Character is molded over time. And the same as General Vanderhoyt, he developed his skills as a leader when he was a plebe up to the time he graduated, and even after that when he was leading the squadron, right? Okay, 2 more things I want to share with you. Number 4, true leadership is influencing others to perform at their maximum potential. Again, true leadership is influencing others to perform at their maximum potential to complete a project or a task. Leadership is not controlling others through fear. I don't think that's a really good kind of leadership. I mean, you can be a leader and use fear as a tactic, but that's not going to be a long-term way to influence others to follow you. You must learn how to influence. Influence is so important. So when your followers know that you want to develop them and help them to reach their maximum potential, and to use that maximum potential in order to reach a common goal, a common purpose, then they'll know, aha, this leader truly cares about me. And who will not want to follow a leader who truly cares about the person, who truly cares about their well-being, right? So you must learn how to influence others to reach their maximum potential, and to also care about them, serve them, help them. The last thing I want to share about leadership today is recognize and affirm your team. Recognize them. I worked for a company where I was constantly affirmed, and it was amazing. I really enjoyed working for that company. And you know what? It was a Japanese company, and I really loved this particular Japanese company because I loved how they honored people, and I learned honor from my parents, my mom and dad. I learned honor through being immersed in the Japanese culture and also in this Japanese company. And also, I learned how much they really cared for their team. So when you want to lead, recognize your team, affirm them. There are also other companies. There are also other companies who don't recognize their team. All they want is to take from their team. And eventually, their team they feel discouraged. They feel like, oh my goodness, why would I want to be led by somebody like that, correct? So recognize your team. Do all you can to recognize them, affirm them, encourage them, and even help them, as I've said, to reach their full potential. Well, thank you so much for joining me live, and those of you who are watching the replay, I really appreciate you watching this. Please share this video. I look forward to connecting with you. Comment below and let me know what situations you've been in order to learn your abilities to lead. I would love to connect with you, and I would love to read your comments and reply to your comments. Thank you so much. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Look forward to connecting again soon. Goodbye.